Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Daily Racing Form YouTube. I am Gino Buccola alongside producer Bobby. We're going to get you all set up for a preview for a Saturday stakes race out at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Let's take a look at the field for this one. It's going to go as race number 7 on Saturday. This one is the Unreachable Star Handicap, $250,000 up for grabs for these registered Indiana bred sired runners. And they'll be going a mile and 70 yards here for the distance. Kind of looking at the field overall, I feel like Serbaji is probably the most consistent in here. You've got the one Rapid Justice who's coming off a recent win and defeated a lot of these same rivals. And then a horse like McAdoo has been sharp on the turf as of late. 3 wins recently in a row, all on the grass. We'll try to transfer that form over to the dirt. We'll see if they can get the job done here for the big money for Indiana breds. How does Timeform US think this race shapes up? Let's look at the pace projector here from Timeform US. They've got Dr. Alex is in as one of the speeds in here. Not surprising to see that. I also think Slam Dunk Justice really, really quick. And you're getting Slam Dunk Justice stretching out from sprint races. That's where I actually feel like he may be the quickest of the quick and the one to catch in here. Timeform US thinks it's going to be a hot pace. I would agree. I think there's going to be at least a very fair pace in this one. Let's meet the field for the Unreachable Star, $250,000 up for grabs. Here's a look at the common race replay. This is October 1st, and you're going to see the top 4 finishers from this race all back on Saturday. The winner of this race was Rapid Justice, who came from out of it. At this point, you see the number 5, Serbaji, striking the front, but Rapid Justice on the outside is going to wear that one down. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fast early pace that we saw in that most recent race on October 1st. I don't know if it'll be that quick again, but if they do go fast, Rapid Justice can come closing, but he's just won for his last 10 overall. And that lack of early speed does really hurt him a little just from his consistency. So he'll be more of an underneath type for me as we move to Forever Greedy. He tried the turf last time out. After a disappointing effort against Indiana breds 2 starts back, just feels a cut below. He's a big price at 20-1. Ready to Seize has been racing on the turf recently, and maybe he's just better now than the last time we saw him on the dirt, but I just have to see a little bit more from him because in 7 races on the main track, he's only won once, and that was on a sloppy track, on a wet track. So I feel like, maybe the traditional fast dirt isn't really where he's at his best. We move to Terminally Handsome, the next one coming in off a 4th place finish. He was 4th in that race that we watched the replay of. He was behind Rapid Justice and Serbaji and Gin and Whiskey, and he just doesn't have early speed either. There are a lot of horses in here who are either kind of slow early and then maybe 3 or 4 that are pretty fast early. So you don't have a lot of those horses who have like versatility, who feel like they can sit mid-pack. It's why some of these deeper closers are a little bit tougher to play because they really need everything to break right for them, like the 4 Terminally Handsome. I did think the 5 Keg was a bit interesting. He tried the turf last time out. If you put a line right through it, he's been very solid overall in his dirt form. He's never been worse than 3rd in those 6 dirt races on a fast dirt track. And I think he will pick up some pieces late, but he's just another one who doesn't have a whole lot of early speed. So it could be a bit of a problem if they're not going that fast. We'll move to McAdoo, who I think is the real wild card in this race because McAdoo has 3 straight wins, but they're all on the turf. In fact, all 4 of his career victories are on the turf, and in 6 races on the dirt, he's never been better than 3rd. Another situation where he's probably just a better horse now than when he was on the dirt before, but you do see a noticeable difference in speed figures and just in overall energy when he's on the turf versus the dirt. So McAdoo, I'll treat as more of an underneath type as we move to Unbridled Hero. Now, this guy took 16 starts to break his maiden. He just is really tough to trust because he's light on speed figures when you compare him to the rest of this group. Up next, Dr. Alex is in. This doctor is pretty quick early. You'd imagine to see him forwardly placed, trying to wire this field. He has big speed in all 3 of the races on paper going long, but he's never finished better than 3rd in those races. All of his wins are sprinting. So you go back and forth. He does look like one of the quicker, but he has to show us he can get this trip. Up next, it's Serbaji, and I just think this is the most consistent horse in this field. This is one who always shows up with a good effort. If you're looking at the last 6 races or so, he's won a couple times. He's been third 3 more times and then a fourth. And he moved early to the lead and got run down by Rapid Justice. I just feel like he is by far the most consistent in this field. And I know what I'm going to get from Sir Baji versus the rest of this field. I really don't know what you're going to get race in and race out. Moving to Slam Dunk Justice, the number 10. This one is really quick early, and I think stretching out to a route will be part of that early pace, possibly battling it out with Dr. Alex is in. If that's the case, they'll set it up for some of the other closers. One of those closers is Breezy Justice, who we'll take a look at next. He's really tough for me to make a case for because he's coming off of 4 straight races where he's been beaten by 8+ lengths. And I just couldn't make any excuses in watching those races back. I didn't see traffic trouble. I didn't see legitimate reasons why he's going to have a form reversal in here. So Breezy Justice was one that I just had a hard time getting to. We round out the body of the field with Gin and Whiskey, finished third last time out, but was behind Rapid Justice and Sir Baji. Will need to turn the tables on them. Was behind McAdoo on the turf a couple starts back. Was behind Dr. Alex is in, went on the slop a few starts back. So this one drawn to the outside could get hooked a little wide. I'm concerned about that outside draw. We move to selections for the Unreachable Star Handicap, 1.70 miles. This is going to be race 7 on Saturday at Horseshoe, Indiana. I'm going to go chalky in here. I don't know how short a price he will be, but Sir Baji just looks like the most consistent, the horse that you know you're going to get a good effort from. He generally shows up and runs well, and he does have that mid-pack running style that I'm looking for in here. Maybe he can sit behind a couple speeds and get the jump on some of these deeper closers. So whoever you play, however you play them, we wish you the best of luck.